Hey YouTube, what is going on? It's Matt here, and today we're gonna do another gym conditioning day. This time, well, I think my reason for the last gym video as well was to condition my body for boxing because boxing is very cardio intensive, high energy. Like I just, I just need that explosiveness to be honest with you. And let me turn this off real quick. Forget it. But anyways, so I did my sparring session, got my ass whooped, right? And it's normal. It's my very first time sparring, and my hair is a little bit off, but I'm gonna put my do on because I'm gonna have it down. But essentially, this is to prepare my body for like my other sparring sessions because we did. Some people did 2 rounds of 2 minutes, and mind you, you are moving like every part of your body, arms, shoulders, legs, right? So the heaviest part about this workout is, well, we're gonna work out everything, but repetition. Understandably, volume is what builds the most muscle, but repetition is what gives you that endurance. So we're gonna be doing that today, and I look forward to it. The gym is packed up from the amount of cars we're seeing. So, and normally I don't do a lot of talking just because I prefer just to work out. Music's blasting, but I'm gonna have my own music. Um, but yeah. Also, I just want to talk about a quick thing. Just like, I mean, if you guys click off this, that's fine, but hear me out, right? So, I did this experiment called a dopamine detox. Now, for those of you that don't know, a detox is basically getting your body rid of toxins. And I'm not saying necessarily that dopamine is toxic, but too much dopamine can heavily affect the brain. So, say for people that watch, a lot of adult entertainment, right? You are getting an unnaturally explosive amount of dopamine through watching adult entertainment, right? Because you're seeing a whole lot of things that is, in a way haram, but it's unnatural and it's a lot. So essentially, our brain is taking this in. Dopamine is essentially our pleasure reward factor that we take in our everyday lives. Now, the issue with that is our brain has to, how do you say, undergo a process to even process this dopamine. And because it's an unnecessary amount, the brain's being rewired essentially. And because it's being rewired, it's like a drug addiction, right? Whenever you smoke for your first time, you get this huge hit of dopamine, right? And it creates a pattern because the brain's like, okay, we recognize it, so we want more. So essentially, there's going to be more pathways opened up to accept more dopamine. Now the issue is that hit is still going to be the same hit. You are not going to get the same dopamine hit because of all these new open pathways. And essentially, all these pathways have to be fulfilled. So what happens if your dosage hit isn't hitting because your pathways are increasing, right? It's like there's only so much oxygen we can hold in our lungs. So what happens if we have more airways in our lungs, but we don't have that breathing capacity? We're gonna be crazy, right? So essentially, for my dopamine detox, what I didn't check social media in the morning, nor at work. The only time I would check like anything in the morning or at the end of the day is my email, right? The only time I would open up social media was on my breaks, so I would have 30 minutes, so an hour at max. My average phone time really did go down from like maybe what 4 to 10 hours to like maybe an hour or two, right? And there's a big increase in my focus. Because the thing with dopamine is that you are going to be craving that pleasure, that dopamine hit. So, like the things I used to, I loved reading books. I liked whatever the things that are more moderate in dopamine hits, right? If you find yourself that you can't focus on something that you used to be really good at locking into, whereas it's like, say, video games, drawing, writing, something that's simple, something that's natural, you probably need a dopamine detox. I'm gonna be real with you, it is very challenging, right? So my phone right here, I have it on my desk, right? And now a trick for not being on your phone is, I don't know if you guys have this accessibility open, but um if you click the lock button 3 times, it will go black and white. Because check this out, right? When it's black and white, say these are all my social media. If you can kind of see that, right? It looks very bland. There's no color to it. It doesn't look interesting at all. So my brain's gonna ignore that. So that's a little tip I have right there. Because normally, look at all these beautiful colors. Like it's just like with cocoa melon. It's so explosive with huge dopamine hits, which is why it's unhealthy. So if you guys are in need of focusing or refocusing yourself, try staying off social media for a week, and if you can do it for a week, you can do it for 2 weeks. So far, like, I'm not gonna lie, on my off days, yes, I'll be on it a lot, but there's times when it just does not intrigue me whatsoever. There's times when I'm just not interested in, like, I don't even know what half the stuff in like the search, because I'll look through my feed, right? Okay, normal stuff. But when I go into the search, it's like Kim Kardashian this, I Spice that, and I'm like, you see, I know I don't click things regarding Kim Kardashian or I Spice, but other people are interested in it, so it thinks, oh, maybe I might be interested in it, which I'm not. But if you guys are trying to enjoy how life used to be for you, where you had it so simple, where you were so driven, like even my work is heavily affected by this dopamine detox, because I'm depriving myself of like those huge hits of dopamine. I crave the smaller hits. So like whenever I'm working, like, and I hit my goals or whatever, it makes me hungrier to keep going with it. So it's definitely helped me a lot, and it helps me achieve a lot. Because the thing is, with unhealthy dopamine hits, you are going to constantly be distracted. Because those distractions are the biggest hits of dopamine. You could be going to the gym, you could be doing laundry, you could be making your bed. The simple things that are good habits are the things you should be doing rather than getting these huge dopamine hits. Anyways, I'm gonna put my tripod. I'm gonna put my do back on, and we're gonna go work out, and you guys are gonna see me do a little conditioning. So, thank you.
Finish him.
Alright, folks, we're back from the workout. Put my do back on since I had to take it off trying to flex in the mirror. Honestly, not my best workout, like at all. Like I don't know what it was, but definitely wasn't feeling right whatsoever. Maybe I should warm up before my workout, which I mean I was just kind of jumping into my warm ups too, but like my back, everything felt so off today. I don't know what it was. Um, I'm not gonna say I need the pre-workout because I really don't need the pre-workout. Honestly, I don't even work out with pre-work. Like, I don't use pre-workout as often as people would recommend, just because, like, for me, it fucks up my digestive system, and I don't need that. You know. But speaking of digestive system, yo, so I got put on. Oh, no, I guess not really put on, but I tried lime water. I like it more than lemon water just because the lemon actually irritates my throat, which might not make sense, but I've been addicted to lime water. First off, great for your system, right? I've had like my digestion has been so much better since I've drank this. Like I literally down maybe 4 or 5 of these a day. I go through like maybe I'm close to 10 limes in a week. I drink it back to back. Like as soon as I'm done with one, I just keep making it. It's kept me so hydrated. It's kept my digestive system moving, and like love it to death. Like it's weird not having water without the lime in it. And so you guys should try it out. Trust me, like it tastes weird at first, like but for me, like I love sour candy, so lime was just like, oh, it hits the spot right. So it tastes weird at first, but trust me, there are a lot of benefits to lime water. First off, like I said, great for your digestive system. Two, vitamin C, which is good for your well, vitamin C, vitamin D. It's just good for your system. Like I've noticed, like my skin is actually a lot better now because my skin is like usually dry, especially with this cold weather now. But like with some moisturizer, some getting myself properly hydrated, like I've never been this hydrated before. And matter of fact, I haven't even drank soda in like a good grip. Like there's so much things that I've cut out of my system. Like mind you, you become whatever you consume. So if you consume the healthy things, you're gonna have a crap ton of energy. You know, I remember I was at work one time and I just kept downing bags of chips and Cliff bars. They're not necessarily unhealthy, but they're also not the healthiest. And I think at the end of the day, I just felt like so sick. And I was like, you know what? That's probably because I ate a crap ton of junk food. So you know, I've just been staying with my meats and my rice and all that stuff. Just putting the right things in my system, giving me the energy, and also having giving me the motivation to work out. You know, and I'm not saying you have to eat completely healthy. You can eat balanced, but for me, it's like I don't really crave a whole lot of unhealthy things. Like people will come up to me with candy, and I'll take the candy gladly, think I'm gonna eat it, but then eventually I forget about the candy because the candy is not on my mind. Actually, let me take a sip of this real quick. Mm. Ooh, that's good. But yeah, I the way I make mine, I just cut a lime in half, squeeze the crap out of it. I actually squeeze the lime before I put in the water, just because like if I pour the water in with the lime, like if I pour the water into my cup of lime, it mixes it pretty well, so I don't gotta worry about mixing the lime after I put my water in. I actually drink it with hot water, just because like I don't know, I've been just downing a crap ton of it. Like, well, I put my water in for 2 minutes, pour it into the cup, and that's it. Simple, you know. So be mindful of the choices that you guys make because your choices will either, you know, pay you or cost you, regardless, you know. So my mind is just so focused on what I put in my system that like I don't think about candy. I don't really think about chips. You know, if I'm hungry, I was like, okay, I'll make a homemade, you know, chicken noodle soup or some meats or whatever. Like I really do like I think like just because I know I'm hungry, I'm gonna want to eat something that you know my mind is on. Like I'm a big foodie, just so y'all know. So I don't really eat a whole lot of junk food. I actually barely even go off of fast food. Like my system's been clean of all that junk. You know, it's not healthy to constantly be eating that fast food. Gladly, I don't eat fast food like at all. So also, good food does not have to be expensive. Let me just say that first and foremost. If the bill comes up to $100, I mean, if you can afford it, by all means. But like, my bill is way less than $40 off of good food, right? So just experiment with your taste, you know. Like I love Japanese food, I love Asian food, so I always go out for Japanese food, some you know ramen, all the good stuff. But yeah, be careful about what you eat, and it's not just about eating; it's also about what you watch, what you listen to, you know. So just stay focused.